So I just would like to share one very short message about the importance of certain frequency in our life, and this is the frequency of love. But most of the people in this world, I would say pretty much everyone, does not know this frequency. And that's why, because they're not connected within, they can't even they can't be called alive, because all they know of life is something else, the surrogate of this frequency. So when we want to know what is life, what is eternal life, we have to be realigned, reconnected with this higher frequency. If we don't know of this frequency, we can be considered ourselves as dead, because true life is when we are connected to this frequency. And when we know of what true love, the higher frequency of, or higher existence, higher being is, and you can just call it whatever, but it's a frequency of love. And this love is not the projection of your feelings or emotions. It is this inner alignment, this rootedness within, which is the eternal life, which is an eternal existence. And so when people are not connected with this frequency of love, they try to compensate their life with all kinds of actions. They do this and do that. They are in search. As long as you're not connected to this frequency, you are in search, and you are trying to find ways to compensate this with something else, like with, I don't know, with sweets, with drugs, with relationships. As long as you are not connected and aligned with this frequency, you can't even bring or build proper relationships. You cannot even recognize what proper relationship would be, because you have no reference point. And the whole point of spiritual evolution, of being here on earth, is to find the way to this frequency. If we cannot find the way to this frequency, and this is not finding it through other people or substances or anything like that, or books or information, it's to really awaken to this higher frequency within ourselves. If we can't find this way, we're forever lost. We can't find the true meaning of life, because the true meaning of life is this being connected within oneself with this higher frequency. When we're connected to this higher frequency, we are content, we're happy, we are abundant, and we are eternally alive. When we are disconnected from this frequency, we are, even though physically alive, we are spiritually dead. And we are looking for transitory aspects of this existence to compensate this frequency, but this frequency can never be compensated. And that's why we get into a wheel of constant pursuit of something that we can't find in external reality. And so we're living in this constant pursuit of shadows, of supposedly this higher frequency. This higher frequency is everywhere, but to connect to it, you have to find this unconditional being within. You have to connect to this unconditional being, because otherwise you're connecting with the conditional, so-called extensions of these beings, or projections of these beings, rather than being really aligned and connected within itself to it. So, in other words, without this rootedness within, we're forever dead, we're forever lost, and we're forever in search of something that is so simple, so innocent, and so self-fulfilling. Once we are connected with it, we have found the eternal fountain of life, of youth, of abundance, and we now have clarity, we gain clarity, and because we've gained this clarity, we can understand the meaning of life, which is just life itself, because we've reconnected with the source of life. Otherwise, we were just dreaming and projecting and living in illusions, thinking that we know of life, yet we don't know of anything, as long as we remain disconnected. And these are not words. We have to be internally connected, so that we are so grounded, so flowing, so rooted, and absolutely abundant in our own being, so that we can actually live in this world in a fulfilling, prosperous manner. Otherwise, it's all just an attempt. And that's why there is nothing more important in this world but the higher frequency, or the frequency of true love, which is pretty much rare, and I would say the majority of the current population is absolutely not familiar with it. And so once we reconnect with this frequency and know it through experience directly, we can say we're awakened, and we can cultivate it. And through this cultivation we become humble, sincere, simple, and naturally intelligent as nature itself, as creation itself. And thus we grow, we evolve without acknowledgement or validation. We dissolve the limitations through this frequency, and this way we gain true knowledge, true understanding, and true meaning beyond the human bodily existence. Thank you very much.